Hi everyone, it's Jess, aka Colouring Bumblebee, and I'm back today with another video for you. Today is my November completed pages video, and boy is it going to be another long one. I wasn't feeling the best this month, but I managed to get a lot done in the final week once again. So let me go over my stats for the month. And yeah, 59 total pages, which is insane. 10 of those were colour by numbers. I was having a bit of wasn't feeling very well, sort of mid to end of month. But I also did 4 double page spreads, which is amazing. Completed 1 long-term whip, so that was great to get that one finally done. I did 26 individual buddy colours, 1 group buddy colour. Coloured in 44 different books, which I couldn't believe that it was that high. And it's the actually same amount as I did in October. I coloured in 15 previously untouched books, which I'm really pleased with that statistic. Usually I've been sort of 9, 10, so 15 is an amazing amount, which means that I now have 62 remaining untouched books. It is going down, it really is, and I'm now down to 21.6%. So really happy about that. I don't think I'll get to my goal of 10% untouched by the end of the year, but I'll be very close. I'll be on my way. I purchased 7 books, or I received 7 books. 2 of those were Happy Mail, so thank you very much to those who sent me some books. And I have a total of 287 books in my collection now. And the total pages coloured in 2025, I've broken 500, which, wow, again, crazy. Would never have guessed that at the beginning of this year. And I did start 2 whips. I won't be showing those in this video because it's long enough already. But let me grab my notes out ready and we will get to the first completed page. So first up I have Godule by Hannah Carlson, and this was a page that I was meaning to finish at the end of October because that's when it was due, but I coloured this because of the lovely Wendy at Jazzy Doodle Designs. She was doing a full book collaboration in this, which has now been completed, and definitely check out that video, flip through of everyone's pages. I will link it below. But I coloured a page from here, and I did this one of the cats sitting at the fireplace, and oh my gosh, I loved colouring this. I used Prismacolors and the Pentel Dual Hybrid Metallic Gel Pens for the little dots of these kind of like fire crackly bits. I'd used the orange one, which is an orange gel pen with gold glitter, so it just gives it a bit of a dimension. But yeah, I really loved this. I found a colour inspiration picture online, which had like pink, green, like dark green, dark light green, dark pink, light pink, and a red. No, dark red, light red, and a red pink. I'm getting confused. And I just kind of simplified it a bit. Used some really nice kind of like light muted tones, and yeah, really had fun playing around with the glow effect from the fire. Had it glowing on the different objects, and yeah, it just gave me a nice cozy feel. I usually don't colour Christmassy pages until December, but because of the full book collaboration I had to make an exception. So yeah, really happy to get this one done, and I'm really proud of it. With these full book collaborations that I've been a part of, I've been trying to pick favourite pages in the books and like really taking my time and enjoying the process, which has been a great experience. So thank you, Wendy, for inspiring me to do that page. That is my first completed page from Godule by Hannah Carlson. Then on the first couple of days of November, I still wasn't over the Halloween colouring mood, which looking back, this feels like ages ago since I coloured these. So I got Spooky Fuzzy by Vivi Tinta, and I needed to get another page done in here, so I thought 1 was not enough. So I did this nice, quick, simple page. Went very simple with the colour palette. Purple, black, and then a touch of yellow. Added, just coloured with Ohuhu markers really simply. No background, and added a bit of the, I think, was this the correct? Oh no, I used the Zebra Doodlers gel sticks for the purple glitter. I outlined the bubbles and like the smoke from the potion there. Yeah, nice, quick, simple, easy page, and great to get another one done in here from Spooky Fuzzy by Vivi Tinter. Then I have Spooky Cuties by Suzanne Washington. Again, I only did one for Halloween, wanted to get another one done. So I actually did this for Bonfire Night in the UK, which was the 5th of November, but I did this on the 2nd. And I used Ohuhu alcohol markers again for this one, and then a bunch of the Chromatech glitter gel pens for the fireworks. And that was a lot of fun, picking a colour scheme. Went for this kind of purpley blue, orange, yellow and dark pink. And yeah, this was really fun to do. Didn't take too long at all. I like how these marshmallows turned out. They definitely look roasted and toasted. Yeah, nice to get another one done in here, because there are a few kind of more autumnal ones in this book rather than just spooky or Halloween themed. So the only other page I did was a very quick character page there. That is Spooky Cuties colouring book by Suzanne Washington. Then I couldn't put Creepy Kawaii Halloween back on the shelf just yet, so I did a couple more from this book. I did this one first of the Scarecrow in the Field of Loads of Corn. Really enjoyed this. I had a buddy colour planned in here, and this was one of the options I sent, and then after I sent it I was like, I really want to colour it now. So I just coloured it. Really enjoyed it. Mostly just greens and yellows and kind of a dark smoky blue in the background. But yeah, it turned out really cute. That was a lot of fun. Just Ohuhu alcohol markers on that page. Then the other one I did was this one, and this was a buddy colour with Amanda at ALLJ Art, and I loved colouring this one as well. I used a nice pastel colour scheme, as I do love myself a pastel colour scheme, and just had fun colouring all the books. Decided to outline the ghost with the purple, and tried my best to make the mirror look gold just using alcohol markers, and I think it turned out quite effective. And then I added a lot of the Uniball Signo gel pens, so I matched the colour of the gel pen to the colour of the book, so green on green, pink on pink, purple, gold, then bronze for the orange. And yeah, usually I do like the sort of details on the books like this with a gold Signo, so I decided to change it up, use some matching colours, and I think it looks nice and effective. Kind of blends into the book. And then I added a bit of the silver Signo and the reflections on the mirror. I know Amanda and I were both very concerned about doing this mirror, and we both left it till last, and I think we both ended up just going, you know what, let's keep it simple, just do the exact same as what's there, like let's not get fancy with the reflections. Yeah, really loved doing that one. And now I've got 4 pages done in this book, but let me move mine across and show you Amanda's gorgeous page here. I love the colour scheme that she went for, really kind of sort of the more kind of desaturated, muted vibe to my bright pastel. So yeah, really lovely and lots of fun always buddy colouring with Amanda. So those were 2 more pages done in the Creepy Kawaii Halloween colouring book, and this is by Ella Yazbek. Next up I've got Mythographic Dragon Spell by Joseph Kattenbang, and this page I'm part of a group buddy colour hosted by Zuvira Art and Colouring by Kamama Yolanda. So they host this group, and this was the page that was picked for the previous month actually. For what was the previous month? October. But I did it at the start of November. I really loved colouring this. Again, I enjoyed colouring the books. Went for kind of a more brighter pastel colour scheme. I think I based with quite pastel colours, and with the pencil shading it sort of darkened it up a bit. But I based with Ohuhu alcohol markers, shaded with polychromos, and my favourite part of this page was colouring the kind of tornado bit coming out of the book. I didn't do any pencil shading, I don't think, on the sort of swirliness of it. I just used the alcohol marker and kind of flicked it, coming inside from it, flicked it a bit to give it this kind of nice effect of it being like a gust of air. And then I added a blue glitter gel pen to some of the lines on it, so it is nice and sparkly. Don't know if it's picking up. But yeah, I really enjoyed picking out the colours for this. And then it was just about placing, like, what colour do I do the dragons? I did have a mare. I think this one connects to, like, that's one dragon and then that's the other one. And this I accidentally coloured yellow. I don't know if it's going to pick up underneath. Oh yeah, you can see the spine looks like a different colour because I accidentally coloured it yellow, then went over it with the pink. So it's a little bit of a different tone to the spiny bits down here, but I made it work. Got there in the end. And yeah, oh yeah, I've added some pink and yellow glitter gel pen to the dragons as well. But yeah, I just loved how bright and fun this page was, and it's great to get another one done. And looking forward to the November page. No, the December page. I skipped out on November. But that is Mythographic Dragonspell by Joseph Kattenbang. Next up, I've got Walk in the Woods by Layla Julie. And this was a buddy colour with Sharon at King Sharon9 on Instagram. And we did the title page, or the book belongs to page here, of this adorable little hedgehog. I adored colouring this. I had so much fun. I just used Polychromos pencils, really had fun layering them up and playing with the autumnal colour scheme. It's such a little design, it's like the palm of my hand. And yeah, it took me a couple of hours, really kind of just spent the time shading and really enjoying the process. And it was great to get my first page done in this book and get one of these title pages done for my hashtag tackle the title pages. Just got this little moth left to do, and that's all the title pages done in this book. But let me move mine across and show you Sharon's gorgeous page here. She also used some beautiful autumnal colours, and I think she said she used Inktense, and it worked really, really well. So thank you, Sharon, for getting me started in this beautiful book. Now I definitely feel a bit more prepared to tackle one of the larger pages now that I've done a little one. But yeah, really fell in love with colouring Layla Julie's work, and this was my first page that I'd ever done of Layla Julie. So yeah, lots of fun from that one. That's Walk in the Woods. And carrying on with Layla Julie, I did a page from Floribunda Year, and I did a page for Remembrance Day. And this was on the 11th of November. I coloured the poppy, and again, absolutely adored colouring this. Again, I took my time with the pencil shading, layering it up, using Polychromos. It works really well for this paper. And I really loved this colour combo that I used for the poppy. And I've sort of dedicated a space at the back of the book. We've got these notes pages, and perfectly there's 12 of these big pages, so I've dedicated a month to each of them. So for the poppy I used Caput Mortem Violet, Middle Cadmium Red, Deep Red, Scarlet Red and Light Cadmium Red. And then for the stem it was Chrome Oxide Green and Chromium Green Opaque, Light Yellow Ochre, Naples Yellow, Black and Delft Blue for the centre. So yeah, I thought it'd be a good space to note down my colour combos for each of the different flowers that are represented in the book, so that if I like the colour combo I used, I can go back to the back of this book, not even necessarily from within the same book, but other books as well. I can be like, oh yeah, that's what I used. Yeah, really enjoyed colouring this, and it was great to colour it on Remembrance Day, the 11th of November. So that was Layla Julie's Floribunda Year. Then I've got Mystic Animals by Stratton Peterson, and I coloured this page on Livestream with you all. And the page we did, again, featured poppies, and it was the ram. Although I'm not entirely sure if these are poppies, but I coloured them like poppies. And yeah, really enjoyed how this one turned out. I based the entire page with the Tombow dual brush pens, and then shaded over the top with the Polychromos pencils, and added a little bit of the Langro gel pen to the kind of yellow stamens of the poppy flowers, and a bit of, oh, it wasn't gold Signo actually, this was the gold Langro gel pen, so I decided to use that instead of the Signo. I was starting to run low. I've now purchased a few more, so I'll be alright with Signos for now. Yeah, really loved colouring this. I like the limited colour palette, and the ram turned out really cute. Still a little bit streaky on his kind of body here. I mean, it was a large area to cover, but I tried my best to cover up the streaks or disguise them with the pencil shading. Yeah, it was great to colour this on a live stream with you all. Always lots of fun. I really enjoy live streaming. That was Mystic Animals by Stratton Peterson. Then that previous page took a couple of live streams to finish, and in the last one I still had about an hour left from when I usually finish, so I picked out Matchstick Mouse Cookbook Colouring Book by Morgan O'Brien, and this was also previously untouched. And I decided with this book I'm just going to go through in order. So I started with this first page of Matchstick Mouse opening the cookbook, and the colours were actually inspired by you guys on live stream. I was like, what colour do I do the book? 'Cause it had a kind of woody texture to it. And I thought, well, if the background's brown and she's brown, I don't know if I want it to be brown as well for the book. And someone suggested red, so I went with that. And I wasn't entirely sure about the hat. I think I had some suggestions for green, and I was like, I'm not feeling green. I didn't want red. And I'm really glad I went with the purple. I think it complements the red quite nicely. But I based this with Ohuhu alcohol markers. In fact, I went through after stream and based Matchstick Mouse and the Worm for almost all the pages. My pen was actually starting to run out, which I'm really sad about. So I think I've got about 10 pages left that I need to base still. But if I'm going through in order, it will take a while. What were the pencils? I can't remember. Oh, it was Polychromos. I was like, I've never used Polychromos in a Matchstick Mouse book, so I thought I'd use it for here. I was a bit unhappy with how the face turned out. It looks a bit better on camera actually, but I'm sure I will kind of improve on that as I go throughout the book. It was just looking a bit dark. I found that one half of my marker was slightly lighter in tone than the other half, so I was using the lighter one for her face and hands and feet, then the darker bit for her body. So yeah, I thought I would go through this book in order and also do it as like, we've got another extra hour left on stream or something like that, and I can just pull this book out, turn to the next page and colour it with you all. I may finish it, I may not, I may just get the basing done and finish it off stream, but I thought that this would be a fun one to go through and do as like bonus, got some extra time at end of stream kind of book. So that was Matchstick Mouse Cookbook by Morgan O'Brien. Then I've got Mythographic Romantasy by Veronica Kalinska. Again, this was previously untouched and was a buddy colour with the lovely Jo at Piggy Pens. And the page we did is nearer the back apparently. Here it is. This is the page that we did. Oh my gosh, I loved colouring this. This page really stood out to me when I first got the book, and when Jo reached out for a buddy colour, I was like, can we do this one please? And as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted purples, and I wanted her to be purple with some gold accents and to have that be like the main colour. And I just went for it, went for the purples, and then made the owl in brown. I was thinking about making it white, but then I thought, no, actually I like the brown owl. And it meant that when it came time to do the moon, I was thinking initially of doing a metallic watercolour, but there were lots of fiddly details to go around, and I was very nervous about that and thought it would look quite uneven and streaky, so I ended up leaving it white, and I really like the effect of that. Used a very, very like dark blue grey for the background, and it's kind of like mottled in a way, like just for how it laid on the with the texture of the paper, which gives it this kind of spacey look. I really like the colours. The purple matched with the green. It's a bit of a different green colour than what I usually use. I tend to use more yellowy toned greens rather than the bluey toned greens. So I really enjoyed that. And then added some gold Signo on her and some of the violet Signo on the stars around the owl's wings, which are really fun. But let me move mine across and show you Jo's here. I love the colour scheme she went for. She used this kind of gorgeous magenta-y colour paired with a beautiful like tealy blue. Oh, it just looked amazing, and I loved the colour of her owl. It's kind of almost looks peachy. She just did an amazing job, and it was a lot of fun colouring this with her. So thank you very much to Jo for helping me get started in this book. I think it was your first page as well, actually. So we helped each other. Yeah, I really love this book. It's got some absolutely stunning pages in, so glad to get my very first one done in Mythographic Romantasy by Veronica Kalinska. Next up, I've got the Cats Colouring Heaven Collection 2025. This was actually gifted to me by my parents. They went out shopping one day and picked this up, and I was like, ooh, cute, love it. And it's been sat untouched for a little while, and Shelley at Weaver Shelley contacted me for a buddy colour, and we did this one. I think she has like the original Karolina Kubikowska books, so she coloured it in like the proper book, whereas I had the Colouring Heaven. And this is the page we picked, Feline Love. I love how this turned out. I've really enjoyed colouring it. I've really become a bit obsessed with Karolina Kubikowska's art style. I think I will treat myself to a book by her in the near future. I really want the Circle of Nature one, but it's not available on her Etsy anymore. If it ever comes back available, I will be snapping that up for sure. But I based this with Inktense, activated with alcohol marker. It does shadow through ever so slightly, but it doesn't bleed through. And it's good to use in books with thinner paper to activate it with a colourless alcohol marker blender rather than water. It just means that the paper doesn't wrinkle. You don't get so much of the watercolory effect, but still works quite nicely. I thought I would just do Inktense, but once I activate the Inktense, I thought it needed a bit more punch with the shading, so I used polychromos to shade the rest of the page. And yeah, just went very simple. Nice ginger cat. I always like colouring cats ginger, and I think with the leaves and berries surrounding it, like fit with the autumn vibe, having an orange cat. Made her a nice kind of pinky colour. And then there were loads of dots in the background, so I used some different colours of the Antec metallic watercolours. The brown hasn't turned out particularly shiny, but the kind of coppery bronzy colour is nice and shiny. But yeah, it just gives it a bit of a different touch to it, and I thought I'd use some different colours from what I usually do. Yeah, I really loved colouring this. Let me move mine across and show you Shelley's gorgeous page here. I think she also used Inktense as well and did an amazing job. So thank you very much, Shelley, for helping me get started in this Colouring Heaven collection. There's actually quite a few pages by Karolina Kubikowska in here that I'm really looking forward to colouring. And the other pages I love are all of these Zodiac cats. I want to challenge myself to colour a Zodiac page each month next year, because I've got lots of Zodiac themed books and I haven't been colouring them enough. So that is the Colouring Heaven Collection Cats 2025, and was a buddy colour with Weaver Shelley, so thank you, Shelley. Then I've got Fairy Tales and Folklore Colouring Book by Emily Leaderhall Oberg. I haven't coloured this book. I worked it out, it was December last year. Really neglected it. It's such a gorgeous book, and I had a whip in here that had sat abandoned for over a year, and I finally got to finishing it on stream, and I'll tell you what, I'm not thrilled with it. So before this month, I had just coloured the foxes, and I love how the foxes turned out, and I just don't think the foxes matched the vibes of what I've gone for the rest of the page. Like, everyone in the stream was really nice and supportive and said it looked lovely, but I wasn't loving it. I think I should have gone more kind of pastel and muted, maybe like creams and pinks and kind of lighter colours rather than the bright purple and teal. I love purple and teal as a colour combo, but this, it's not doing it for me. And that's okay. Some pages are wins, some pages aren't. I always say not every page can be a favourite. This is one of those that just isn't a favourite. But I'm really glad that it's finally done. I'm just a bit sad because I do absolutely adore this page and think it could have gone a lot better. But I used polychromos pencils for the whole page and a bit of gold Signo for the centres of the flowers and some little dots surrounding it. Yeah, it's done. It's done, and I'm glad it's done. So, and it was great to get another page done in Fairy Tales and Folklore by Emily Leaderhall Oberg. Then I've got Any Day Autumn Vibes colouring book by Morgan O'Brien, and I coloured this for Vera's membership. So she does a theme each month for her members, and I coloured in this book to fit the theme. In fact, I coloured 2 pages in this book because I picked out this page and I was going through the book and thought, okay, this one's nice and cozy, super cute, and so I was like, I'll do this one. And then I found another one that was almost identical. Like, it's in the same setting with the curtains, the couch, sitting on the sofa with the blankets are the same as well. So I thought I'd colour them at the same time and use matching colours. The only difference is I used a slightly darker green shade here. I initially based it with the lighter one, but it just didn't quite match the vibes of this page. I think if her jumper wasn't so dark, I just thought I like this colour. So I did it that colour. I think if the jumper wasn't that dark, then it may have fit the vibes of the lighter green. So I went for a slightly darker green. And I think it just matches the darker vibe of this page with the rainy day outside. Yeah, I based with Ohuhu alcohol markers and shaded with Black Widow pencils in here. My favourite part was the sofa. I based it with a marker and then with a kind of brown. I just did loads of little dots to give it a kind of textured look. I thought that looked quite effective. And did the same on this page as well. Went a lot brighter on this page. I think having that lighter jumper helped on this one. Yeah, this one's definitely my favourite of the 2. But I really liked how both of those turned out, and it was great to get 2 pages done pretty much at the same time. Yeah, they are definitely soft, cosy, and make me want to snuggle with my cat Lexi. Yeah, really enjoyed colouring both of these pages from Any Day Autumn Vibes colouring book by Morgan O'Brien. Okay, next I've got the Kawaii Tarot colouring book by Lulu Mayo. I did a few pages in here this month. The first one I did was this one. In fact, I worked on both of these at the same time. So this one, the Six of Swords, was a buddy colour with Jana at Colour and Create with Jana. And then this one, the Four of Swords, was a buddy colour with Kimberlyn at B312 Colours on Instagram. And I knew I wanted the 3 cards to have similar colours to them, so I thought I'd colour them at the same time. I don't know what I started with. I started with the water. Did the water, then thought I'd have the background of this one be a matching colour. And I knew I wanted pinks. I wanted a dark pink and then a lighter pink. So I thought I'd do a pink sky for this one, and that turned out quite cute. Then did the greens. And then this one sat as a whip for about a week. Didn't come back to it. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do the flower and the hammock. So I finished this one off first. Did the bunnies this kind of light yellowy creamy colour. I think that was the perfect just like extra colour that wasn't too distracting. And finished the page off with the gold Kuretake Gansai Tambi starry colours. Lots of people have asked what this is, and I will show you. So it is this paint that I got from Instagram. It's by the brand Kuretake, and it's the Gansai Tambi starry colours. And the shade that I use is 903 Yellow Gold. I do have 2 replacements because you can buy them open stock. So this is the one that I use all the time in this book for my gold borders. I tend to do 1 coat and then do a bit of touch-ups with a 2nd coat. And yeah, it's super shiny and creates a nice cohesive look throughout this book, which I like a cohesive look, if you couldn't tell, with my matching pages. But yeah, let me just move mine to the side and I will show you Jana's here. She did a gorgeous job. I love what she did with the background. The background turned out super pretty. So thank you, Jana, for colouring that one with me. And then moving over to the Four of Swords. So, sorry. So I just used similar colours from there. I think I ended up with, yeah, just the hammock and the flower and then like the sloths left a colour. And I thought if I do brown sloths here, I can make these mice grey and then maybe have like a yellow background on this one. I kind of have those thoughts when I'm doing pages like this, which I do like them to have matching colours. For example, here, where they're not all the exact same. Like this one doesn't have any green, this one doesn't have any blue, but they look cohesive together, and I wanted the same thing for these and for most of the pages in this book. Yeah, really, it was a bit of a struggle, but I got there in the end, and I know Kimberlyn also struggled with colours as well, but hers turned out gorgeous. Let me move on across and I will show you it in this space here. And yeah, almost complete opposite colours. She went more purples, I think, with hers. Yeah, turned out absolutely beautifully, and really enjoyed colouring that with you, Kimberlyn. And then I did another one with Jana. We did the 7 of coins. She saw that I wanted to do this one and offered to buddy as well. I did those 2 in the previous 2 months with Kimberlyn, so it was great to get the 7 of coins done. And again, wanted to use some matching colours. I brought in a red with this, just because I thought these cheese would have kind of like those red rinds, and just used a variety of the kind of yellowy orangey colour combos for the cheeses. It was a lot of fun, really quick and simple to do. I used this brownie colour from here for the kind of table they're sitting on. Nice lightish orange there, and then the pink banner at the top. So now I've just got the 8 of coins left to do on this page, and that will be another double page spread all done. Because I'm thinking with this one, initially I was thinking of using the kind of reddish brown for the shoe, but now I'm thinking let's do a pink shoe and go crazy, and then keep this kind of like pink banner consistent across the top there. Use the brownish colour for the shells. I'm like constantly thinking ahead with this book and being like, oh, how can I spread those colours out? Then I did have another buddy colour this month. Oh, wait, let me show you Jana's. Here is Jana's page here. She did a wonderful job as well. For this page, they do look quite similar, but I think cheese is one of those things you can't really colour anything other than yellow/orange. Any other colour would look weird, but you do you. So yeah, thank you, Jana, for colouring this one with me. And then I did have another one planned. Didn't quite finish it. In fact, I didn't start it until the 1st of the month. And then I got a bit stuck because, again, matching colours. And I thought, okay, this one's got a blue background and yellow accents. This one's going to have a yellow background with blue accents. And then I realised I didn't want bright blue flowers. So now I'm thinking, do I bring in another colour? Really sort of just got stuck and thought, right, let's not push through it, place a pause, come back to it another day when I'm feeling more refreshed. So yeah, I will get back to this page, I promise. But that was everything that I coloured in Kawaii Taro for this month by Lulu Mayo. Then I have Colouring Heaven Presents Autumn, and this has a selection of artists. It was previously untouched, and I was watching a live stream from Yolanda at Colouring by Kamama, and she was colouring this page from the full colouring book by Lenka Filanenko, and I thought I would colour along with her. And it was this cute, adorable squirrel with some nice acorns, leaves, and these rose hips. Yeah, I really enjoyed colouring this. Based with Ohuhu alcohol markers and shaded with... oh gosh, what did I shade it with? Oh, I can check my journal. Black Widows. Shaded with Black Widows. I think I was having a bit of a Black Widow day that day, because the Kawaii Taro page was also with Black Widows. Yeah, really quite a fun page to do. Just did it in one evening. And it was great colouring along with Yolanda during her live stream. The pages turned out quite different, to be honest. Yeah, that was a cute little quick page, and means that this book isn't sitting untouched on my shelf for another year. So that is Colouring Heaven Autumn. Then I have a couple of Disney pages, because I am part of a group on Instagram where we randomly select a Disney and a Pixar movie each month, and we colour any page from any of our Disney books that relates to those films. And I thought it was about time that I come back to this book. I think it had been almost a year, or over a year. I think Elsa was the last page I did. Okay, 31st of January 2024. Was that seriously the last one I did? I think it might have. Yeah, I did coloured a lot of this in 2023. But yeah, the page I did was of Pongo and Perdita. And yes, this was very simple because they're white dogs. I based the frame and their collars and his inner ear there with I think it was the Ohuhu dual brush pens actually, because it has a really nice kind of muted yellow colour in those markers. So I used those and then I shaded with the Artex pencils. And yeah, nice, quick, simple, easy. I challenged myself to make the frame look shiny and gold. I think it worked pretty well. I really do enjoy colouring gold. It's lots of fun. So yeah, I did this one for the film 101 Dalmatians. That was our Disney film for the month. So thank you to the group for inspiring me to get back into here. I've got all sorts of flags for other movies that we did, like here's Monsters Inc. spoiler. WALL-E we had a couple months back, Emperor's New Groove and Monsters Inc. The 2 movies for December are... oh, it's Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo. So there is a Dory page in here, I'm pretty sure. Can't remember if there's anyone else. In fact, I've got my little list here. We got Dory. Where is Dory? Somewhere here. I can't find her. Is she a heroine? Yeah, Dory. Do we have Nemo as well? Yeah, we have Nemo as well. And then the Disney movie is Oliver and Company, but I don't think there's any characters from that in this book. Yeah, if you're interested in this little index sheet, I've got that on my Ko-fi store. But yeah, it was amazing to get another page done in here. This is a book I'd love to see complete one day. Just fill it with colour. Looks amazing. So yeah, nice, quick, easy page from the Disney Portraits colouring book. And then the Pixar movie was Monsters Inc. And I struggled to find many Monsters Inc. pages, but I did find one in Petit Poupée. And here it is. I loved colouring this. It was really, really relaxing. I used Ohuhu alcohol markers, and I really loved doing the black outline at the end with the black Ohuhu alcohol marker. I've decided with these single-sided books, alcohol markers are my favourite mediums rather than paint pens. I don't get on with paint pens. I just don't. I have done one in here that's used paint pens. Oh, in fact, I've forgotten to put the date in here. I'll have to do that at the end. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think the colour scheme worked out really nicely. And I like the kind of bright white highlights that they do on these pages. But yeah, I'd done pages before, like this was alcohol markers, and then this was paint pens. I do like how this looks, but I still find it streaky. And then I did one with the Langro gel pens, and that, I love the finished result, but I did not enjoy the process because they're so tiny. Finished result looks great, but it took forever. And I want these to be quick wins. So yeah, Ohuhu alcohol markers for me in this book is the way to go. So that was Petit Poupée, colour by number book by Capucine Sauvignon. Next up, I've got R.J. Hampson's Winter Wonder, brand new colouring book release for this last month. And I think we're all obsessed with this in the colouring community. So I coloured this page on live stream, and it was the Red Robin page. It was so fun, so cute, really relatively simple to colour. I based it with the Ohuhu alcohol markers, shaded with Prismacolors for this page, added a bit of the Silver Signo around the frames, and just white paint pen to cover up these swirly bits. I'd coloured the whole page, and then it got to the end and I had the background and I was so stuck. I was like, do I make this a hill? Do I make it like a weird snow flurry? And I just decided to go, okay, snow, sky, done. Because there were these like swirly lines, and I just went over it with a white paint pen, so it kind of just looks like, I don't know, wind blowing over the top of the snowy hills. So yeah, the people on stream definitely helped me out with this page. And the colour scheme, I found a picture of it was an illustration on Pinterest of a robin, and it had a pink background, and I really liked that pink colour, so I used pink for the flowers. And I like pink combined with red and green. You'll see that a lot, or you probably have seen it a lot with my Christmassy themed pages. I like that colour combo. And I think these robins turned out super cute as well. So yeah, great to get my first page done in here, and quite unusual for me to colour in a book the month that I get it. But yeah, Had to get a page done from R.J. Hampson's Winter Wonder. Then I have Autumn Charm by Creative Haven, illustrated by Teresa Goodridge. And this was a buddy colour with Ali at Colour Mama 360. And we did this apple orchard page. Now I based this with Ohuhu alcohol markers, as you can see. It was in my Whips of the Week video, and I was struggling on what colour to do the wall. Was it the wall? Yeah, I was struggling on what colour to do the wall and the path. Or had I already done the wall? I can't remember. There were a couple of bits where I was like, what colour should I do here? And the sky as well, I hadn't done. And I think I had suggestions for the red brick wall and then do a light beige colour for the path. And I really liked those ideas. So that's what I went for. And yeah, I think it looks nice and cohesive. Got a few pumpkins on the page. And when I sent this picture to Ali, I was like, I can't explain it, but it looks cold to me. Something about the blue colour just looks like a cold, crisp autumn day. It's just the vibes I get from it. And she was just like, okay, if you say so. But it was really a lot of fun chatting with Ali whilst I was colouring this page. I really like the colour for the apples. Instead of basing it with like bright red, I used more of a kind of dark muted pink. And that made it, I think, look a little bit more natural. I didn't want it to be pow red in your face. Oh, and the border, I used a bronze Signo gel pen. I like using that one. Let me move mine across and show you Ali's here. She did a gorgeous sunset background. That was something I was umming and ahhing in between, but I decided to go blue. And it's nice to see the difference between our two pages. So thank you very much, Ali, for colouring this one with me. It's lovely doing a buddy colour with you. So that was Autumn Charm by Teresa Goodridge. And then I have the Woodland Whimsy Colouring Heaven Pocket Edition by Paper Panda. This was a previously untouched book, and I coloured this for Yolanda at Colouring by Kamama's membership. She picks a song, and based on the song, you pick a page. And it was Love is the Seventh Wave or something like that. So I picked this cute little one with the love hearts, and it has a poppy for Remembrance Day in November. And yeah, this took me about an hour to colour. I think I coloured this whilst Yolanda was streaming one night, actually, if I remember correctly. But yeah, really enjoyed colouring this. Super quick and simple, based with Ohuhu alcohol markers and shaded with the Prismacolor pencils. I like how Prismas perform on these Colouring Heaven paper because it's not the best paper, but Prismacolors do pretty well. So yeah, a nice simple poppy page, and lovely to get my first one done in the Woodland Whimsy Colouring Heaven Pocket Edition by Paper Panda. Then I have my full book colour along for my members on the channel. Thank you to everyone who has joined me as a member. There are over 50 of you, so thank you so much. Cannot believe that. But the page, or in fact the first page we did, was the first one we did as a live stream. It was this Sleeping Beauty one. I'd coloured this during the end of October, and then I decided to be able to get a double page spread done in a month. I could do one half as a pre-recorded video, the other half as a live stream. So I did this one on live. Really love how it turned out. I used Prismacolors for this page and a little bit of the Spectrum Noir clear glitter brush pen on the fairy's wings. It's super soft and muted, and I just really love the colour palette of this. And I like her dirty blonde hair. A little bit different than what I usually do. If I go blonde, I tend to go bright blonde. But this was a really nice colour combo. So that was lots of fun colouring live with my members. Then the page for November was the Snow White and Rose Red page. I coloured this one as a pre-recorded video. Then I did this one on live stream on the last Sunday of the month. This one, gosh, so much green, so much tree. So it got to a point where I was so sick of green. And I thought, let's do these trees pink. And they very much are, pow, standing out pink. But I think it complements the two pages quite nicely. The fact that you've got the nice bright pink dress there and pink trees there, and you've got little pops of red as well. So I think it looked quite cohesive. I used polychromos on these pages, and I think that might be my favourite medium in this book. Really like how they perform on this paper. The background was all polychromos as well. I did a bit of a gradient, black to blue. I don't know how that was picking up on camera, but I think I did 3 or 4 layers of that. I did 2 layers on stream and then a layer off camera because I needed to go make dinner. But yeah, great to have 3 more pages done in this book. And the page for December that we are doing is the Nutcracker double page. I'm going to be doing this one as the pre-recorded video and this one as the live stream. So I think they're both really fun, cute pages in their own right. Often there's one, in my opinion, in this book, there's often one that's more interesting, like this one, and one that's less interesting. Like for me, this one's more interesting because it's got the characters, this one's less interesting, it's just a house. So it's nice that these both have characters on them, so they will both be a lot of fun to do. So if you would like to join my memberships, that's always in the description. So that was Sargon by Maria Troll. Then I have the Travelling Animal Orchestra colouring book by Nanoha, and this was a buddy colour with Paulina at Paulina Art Stuff. We both had recently got this book and we did the Owl Cafe, and it's funny, when I did my flip through of this book I was like, this is my favourite page. I just really loved it. I was really drawn to it. And Paulina hated this page, but she said she actually really enjoyed colouring it and she didn't hate it as much as she thought she would. But she finished hers first and it looked amazing, and I was really inspired by her bright colours and used polychromos for the entire page and decided to go for a kind of burgundy reddish colour, a kind of more peachy pink and a cream. And I really love this like natural muted look that I've got on the page. I was quite obsessed with this colour combo for trees. I did it in the Sargon page as well. It's chromium green opaque and earth green from the polychromos. Just gives it this really nice sort of soft muted green colour. But yeah, I really enjoyed colouring this. I did it over 2 nights. But yeah, I think it turned out really well. But let me move mine across and show you Paulina's here. She did such gorgeous colours. I loved the kind of like bluish colour that she used. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, great to get first page done in this book. I think this page would be cute to do like January, February time, because you've got the little sort of bits of melting snow. Maybe sort of February is a good time to do it. So it's definitely like the end of winter kind of page. But I love these little duckies crossing the road as they're going off to the Owl Cafe. So yeah, great to get my first page done in the Travelling Animal Orchestra colouring book by Nanoha. And then I've got the Capybara Cuties colouring book by Rob Parkinson. This is a project book. It started with Amanda at ALLJ Art and I. And then Emma at Emma Colouring 85 joined us. And now Ali at Colour Mama 360, as well as Amy at Amy Ward Art joined us. But I think it's just me, Amanda and Emma for these first 3, for these pages this month. I've got the flags in for next month's pages rather than the ones I coloured this month. But we did 3 this month. This was the first page I did. I decided to go for a more kind of like yellowy toned capybara. Didn't like it, but went with it. And then I wasn't sure what colour to do the books and stuff. And then I was looking at it and I was like, pink, green, yellow. Let's go for it. So I did pink, green and yellow. And it was really fun. I liked the colour palette. Went a bit pastel with it. And something that I like doing in this book is outlining these little kind of doodly bits in the background with a matching glitter gel pen colour. So I used Chromatech gel pens to outline the stars and the hearts across the page. So that one was fun. Let me move mine across and show you Amanda's and Emma's here. They both did an amazing job. Do ignore the sort of transfer of glitter gel pen I've got on my page. That was the first one I did. Then I did this one, and as soon as I saw this page I was like, I see blues, and I was like, you know what, let's just go for it. Let's go for blues. I was going to pair it with a different colour and I thought, nope, let's just go blues. And I think it's a kind of fun idea to have maybe a monochromatic colour scheme every now and then in the book. Like maybe have another page which is all yellows and another page which is all greens. I think that'll be a fun little challenge, side challenge in this book, and not too hard to accomplish. But yeah, just use a variety of different blue alcohol markers. And then I used 2 different coloured blue glitter gel pens, but they ended up looking quite similar. And then a silver glitter gel pen as well for something a little bit different. But I will show you Emma's and Amanda's here. Again, both did an amazing job. Lots of fun seeing the different interpretations of the page. Much preferred the colour combo of my capybaras here. And then the final one is this one, the showers page, the rainy showers page. And I decided I was going to go pastel rainbow for this one. And I know Amanda in her video was talking about doing each segment of the umbrella different colours, and I was like, aha, that's what I did. But I love how hers looked with the different, each one being a different colour. It was something I was thinking about. But I thought for this page, let's go for grey capybaras, because I've done a variety of browns so far. And I really like this warm grey combo, so I'll definitely be using that again. I think it turned out really cute and sort of contrasts nicely with the nice bright colours of the umbrellas and rain gear. Again, I outlined the stars and light bolts and the circles with matching glitter gel pens. And my tip for you, if you are outlining something which has a harsh black outline like this, use a white paint pen to first go over the line, then the glitter gel pen, and then the colour of the glitter gel pen shows up much better. So that's a little tip for you guys. Again, let me show you both Amanda's and Emma's beautiful pages here. Yeah, really looking forward to the next 2 pages. And now we've got another couple of people in the group, so it will be lots of fun seeing loads more pages. The reason we did 3 this month was so that we'd now have an even number, so we've done 6 pages so far. As the first month we only did 1, and it was going to really bother me that we didn't have an even number of pages done. So I suggested 3, so now we can continue on with 2 a month. That was Capybara's Cuties colouring book by Rob Parkinson. Okay, next I've got Jardin à l'Anglaise by Gail Lottier. You guys will be familiar with this page as I showed it in a couple of my Whips of the Weeks video. And this was a buddy colour with, where's my journal? Amanda at Starvoy 8995. And we did the pumpkin cottage page is what I called it, or the page with 1,000,000 pumpkins. It's not actually 1,000,000. In fact, I showed my mum, I was like, look, it's a page with 1,000,000 pumpkins. She goes, that's not 1,000,000, it's not even 50. So I went through and counted them and I was like, ha, it's 51. You were wrong. But yeah, I based this page with Tombow dual brush pens. I actually did a bit of shading on the pumpkins with them, direct on the paper, because this paper is, hang on, super thick, really lovely to colour on. And I did all of the shading with the Polychromos pencils. And the last thing I did was the background. I was really unsure whether to make it kind of like dark and grey or like a bright blue or a sunset. Showed my buddy, and Amanda was like, I think sunset, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. As you said it, I'm doing it. And I actually really like it. I thought it would be too much orange, but I think it actually quite complements the page quite well, because you've got a lot of orange down here and then it's balanced up here. So I think it, in a weird way, works. And I really like doing gradient backgrounds with Polychromos pencils, especially like the red, orange, yellow colour range. They just blend so beautifully together for a nice seamless blend. Did a bit of white gel pen, white paint pen over the clouds to make them a bit less obvious. But yeah, after this page, I was very much done with pumpkins, but I still had another one to go. So I finished that one up and then I was done for the year. No more pumpkins this year. But let me pop Amanda's page on screen here. She did a gorgeous job. Love how hers turned out. She finished hers way before me, so thank you for being so patient with me, Amanda. You did a beautiful job, and I was so happy to get my first page done in here, and not just a page, a very detailed double page spread. So that was Jardin à l'Anglaise by Gail Lottier. Another previously untouched book is Magical Creatures and Mythical Beasts by Fabiana Attanasio. Unfortunately, you cannot get this. If you're in the UK, look on Vinted. It does pop up every now and then, and it does have a different name with like a black and white cover. I think it's called like just Magical Creatures or something. Actually, it says at the front here what it was initially published as. It's first published as Magical Creatures and Witches, Wizards and Magical Spirits. So this was like a reprint. This was a buddy colour with Claire at Crafty Claire 21 on Instagram. And we did the brownie page. Just move it up so you can actually see the title of the brownie down there. And yeah, really enjoyed colouring this. I used Inktense to base the whole page and it fared pretty well. I mean, it's finished now and it's not even warped, didn't really crinkle, and I did use water on it. So yeah, worked okay for a book with relatively thin paper. And then I shaded with Polychromos pencils on the top, and that worked really nicely. Added a bit of the bronze signo around this little title down here and on there. And then I used a brown gel pen, which I almost never use, on the text for the brownie down here. Just a little bit of sparkle shine. Yeah, I knew I wanted to go brown and yellow, sort of inspired by the outfits that brownies wear in the UK. It's like Girl Scouts, but for younger girls. They wear yellows and browns, so that was my inspiration. But my favourite part was all the copper, colouring the copper pots and sort of like accents and things. That was really, really fun. But let me pop Claire's beautiful page on top here. I love how she went for a little green, goblin-y, browny colour. I was thinking about doing green, but I thought no, let's keep it more natural toned, and Claire's has that beautiful green colour. So thank you, Claire, for inspiring me to get my first page done in here. And there's so many gorgeous pages here, and I'm glad that Inktense worked well, because there's lots of pages with large spaces that I was worried about doing otherwise. Oh, I have another page to show you, or another couple. I did the title pages. So I did this little dragon popping out of the egg here. That is all purely Inktense. And yeah, I did it as a test to see if it would bleed through, and it was fine. And then I did Neocolor 2s on this one. I didn't think they performed as well as the Inktense. Like, it wasn't as smooth, the kind of activation. I had a bit of an issue here with the hair. I'd added a bit too much water, to be honest. And I did have a little bit of speckling through, but it's a water page, so that'll be very, very easy to cover that up. But yeah, this little kind of Cornish pixie I thought he looked like. Yeah, it was great to get those two title pages done and tackle those title pages. So that was Magical Creatures and Mythical Beasts colouring book by Fabiana Attanasio. And then I have Leon's Journey by Kanoko Agusa. This was a buddy colour with Amy at Amy Ward Art. And this was the other pumpkin page I had to do. I didn't have to do it. I wanted to do it. And I loved doing it, actually. And it was this one of Leon having a little snooze on the pumpkin cart. And yeah, I always enjoy colouring Kanoko Agusa's work. Used Polychromos for the entire page. I started with the cart and then did all the baskets and things. And did the things inside the baskets. And then the last thing I had to do was the pumpkins. And I thought, Jess, you need to colour some different coloured pumpkins. I have never coloured green pumpkins before. And green pumpkins exist. So I thought, let's do it on this page and have a kind of variety of colours here. And I really like how that turned out. Then I had the background and I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. I messaged Amy and I was like, I've just got the background to do. It definitely needs a background. It needs something to ground it, because there's definitely kind of like a scene going on here. But I was like, I don't want to do it. So I started off with some grassy texture at the bottom. That was fine. And then I thought, just kind of square it off, like give itself a border so you're not colouring to the edge of the paper. Do a nice just blue sky with a few clouds. I used the electric eraser to erase these clouds out, and that worked out pretty well. So I'm happy with that. And Leon looks so cute having his little snooze on the pumpkins. Hopefully he doesn't get taken away, mistaken as a pumpkin. But yeah, let me move on across and show you Amy's stunning page here I love the background she did. You definitely get that warm autumnal feel from her page. I think it looks like she might have used inks on it with like the yellows and the browns. Oh, it's just absolutely stunning. I love how hers turned out. And her cat, Shadow, her cat's called Shadow, based on her cat in real life, who really pops off the page being black against all those pumpkins. So thank you so much, Amy, for buddying with me in this book. It was great to get my first proper page done, because before that all I had done was the little character profile page. So it was nice to get my first proper one done, from Leon's Journey by Kanoko Igusa. Then I have 50 Spellbound Woodland Scenes to colour by Camellia Angelkova. And this was a buddy colour with Nikki at Knick Knack Colours. And I couldn't believe it had been a year since I last coloured in this book. But we did this one of the cute little froggies and the mushrooms, this little guy floating down on his leaf. Oh, just pure joy to colour. I thought I'd keep it quite muted, quite autumnal. And then I think the last thing I did was the background, and I wasn't entirely sure what colour to do. I didn't want to introduce anything new. I didn't want a blue. So I went for this muted yellowy orange. And I think that worked quite well, actually. It's kind of just like a couple of shades lighter than the leaves I did here. But yeah, this was just using alcohol markers, nice and simple. No shinies on this one. Let me move mine across and show you Nikki's here. She also went quite autumnal with her colour palette. I think it turned out super, super cute. Yeah, I shouldn't have left this book for so long, but it was great to finally get back to it. That was 50 Spellbound Woodland Scenes to colour by Camellia Angelkova. Then I have Hannah Carlson's Halloween colouring book, and I initially had a different page planned in this one, and it was a buddy colour with Lisa at My Colouring Nook. And we were going to do the pumpkin house. In fact, she did it, and I will show it to you. It was absolutely stunning. She really created that kind of dark, moody feel. It looked amazing. But I kept putting this page off and putting it off, and then I was getting really pumpkined out after those 2 pages that I've already shown you. And I was like, I'm sorry, Lisa, I can't do it. And she was like, no problem at all. But instead, I did this little page. I thought, get the title page done. At the same time, I also did the teeny tiny pumpkin on the front. So we got both of the title pages done. But yeah, let me show you Lisa's gorgeous pumpkin cottage page here. It turned out so stunning. She did an amazing job with it. But yeah, for this page, I just used polychromos and then a bit of Chromatech gel pen on the dots surrounding it for a bit of interest there. Yeah, just a nice, simple zombie hand grabbing a piece of paper with blood on it. Beautiful. Oh, nice and effective for the Book Belongs To page for Hannah Carlson's Halloween colouring book. Then I've got Colouring Heaven Pocket Fairy Tales by Selena Fennick, and this is a project book with Kathy at ColourV94 and Lil at Colouring with Lil. It was my turn to pick the page, and I picked this one, The Wild Swans. I just thought it was a super cute, cosy page for November. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted this ballable and the knitting to be burgundy. So that's where I started. I thought, give her a nice brown hair. And I wasn't sure about our outfit, and I thought, let's go cream. Like a kind of beigey cream colour, paired with this kind of dusty rose cardigan. And it all turned out really nice and soft and muted. I think it gives off a really nice cosy vibe. Perfect for the end of autumn season, as we are knitting some jumpers to wear as we're getting into winter. But let me move mine across and show you Kath's and Lil's pages here. They both did a gorgeous job with their colour choices. And yeah, that was officially our halfway point in this book, guys. That was our 16th page out of 32. So we are 50% of the way done in this book, which is really exciting. And the next page we are doing is the Hansel and Gretel house. So really looking forward to getting that one done. From Colouring Heaven Pocket Fairy Tales by Selena Fennick. Then another project book, we have Matchstick Mouse A Big Adventure, and this is a project book with Nikki at Knick Knack Colours, Amy at Colouring with Amy, Emma at Emma Colouring 85, and Zoe at Zoe's Cozy Colouring. Zoe has taken a bit of a break from the project book, but she should hopefully be back in a couple of months' time. And the page we did was this one. I had a vision with this page and it kind of worked, kind of didn't. I have things that I like about it. I like how the stalagmites and stalactites turned out, but I think I should have not done a brown cave. I think I should have gone for more of a grey colour to really get that kind of glowy, crystally effect. I added the Spectra Noir clear glitter pen on her little lantern here, so it's nice and sparkly shiny. In fact, all I can see from my point of view is sparkle. You can't really see anything. Oh, there we go. Nice and sparkly there. But yeah, I wanted it to look like this was glowing, so I used some purple pencils, added the glow on to her, and sort of like the glow on the crystals here. I think I could have committed more with the glow effect. I always find that with the glow effect. Whenever I try and do a glow effect, I finish it and I'm like, I could have gone more glowy. I just need to commit more. I feel a bit restrained sometimes. But yeah, I don't mind how it turned out. It's not my favourite page in the book, but I don't hate it. It's great to get another one done. Let me move mine across and show you everyone who completed the page here. They did awesome jobs with it and some really cool glowy cave effects that look amazing. But the next page we're doing, we decided to do the last wintry page in the book of this kind of polar explorer as she's reaching the top of the mountain. So I think that'll be a nice one for December. In fact, I've got transfer. I can see the mouse outline here from this page, which is kind of funny. Yeah, we're getting to the last few pages in this book, Matchstick Mouse A Big Adventure by Morgan O'Brien. And I have Crystal Colouring by Kate O'Hara, and this is a buddy colour with two people on Instagram, Jessie M Photo and Mama Bear 711. Patricia Mama Bear wasn't able to get her page done, but that's okay. Jessie did, and we did, where is it? Here it is. The black tourmaline page, and oh my gosh, I'm so pleased and proud of how this page turned out. I based the tree and the acorn and all the leaves with Crayola Super Tips, and then I was going to base the tourmaline with like a dark blue, and I'm so glad I didn't because I ended up changing my idea completely. So my idea initially was to have all these nice orangey autumnal colours with the leaves and the acorns, then have the background be a contrasting like dark blue, and then have like blue reflections in the gemstone. But then when I got to colour in the gemstone, I thought, let's have some orange and yellow reflections from the leaves. And then when I did that, I was like, let's put a yellow in the background. I used Polychromos to shade, and I'm so pleased with how this turned out. I think the crystal looked super effective. I used a bit of one of the super golden markers for the border here, so that's nice and shiny. Yeah, I think this might be my favourite page of the month. Spoiler. Oh, and I did use a bit of clear glaze on the cat's eyes, because I like when the eyes look shiny like that, especially on cats. Cats have shiny eyes. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about doing the black on black, but I think because this has got like the orange and yellow reflections in it, and the cat doesn't, it does have a nice kind of way to distinguish the two. I was thinking I could change it, but here it says it's a black cat, so I had to make it a black cat. I just had to. But let me move mine across and show you Jessie's here. Oh my gosh, she did a beautiful job. And she said it's interesting how our colours are completely different, but like the way we coloured it is quite similar, with the kind of colour fading in from the background. Hers is kind of more spring summery, mine's definitely autumnal. She used more blues and greens and I used yellows and oranges. Yeah, it's great fun colouring this page, and I've officially fallen in love with the artwork of this book. I really love these bolder outlines. It makes for a really fun, relatively easy colouring process, and really nice to base with water-based markers or alcohol markers. I really love that one. But yeah, definitely looking forward to colouring some more in Crystal Colouring eventually by Kate O'Hara. Okay, we're getting there. We're down to the last few books. Next up, I have Erie's Wild Fairy Tales colouring book. And this is a project book with quite a few of us now. Megan at Meg's Colouring Corner, Jana at Colour and Create with Jana, Veronica Dunn 66, and Lisa at My Colouring Nook. I think that's everyone. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise. May have been that they got added after the fact kind of thing. But we did this page for November, and I was inspired by the front cover. I took a picture of the front cover, put it on ChatGPT and said, please generate me a colour palette based off this. And it came up with this creamy colour, blue, it called it like a beige red or coral red, something like that, orange, green and purple, and I just went for it. Oh, and this like neutral brown as well. So I used Albrecht Dürers for this whole page, activated with water, and then I shaded with them over the top. Added lots of gold Signo to the details on the books. I was going to use the same technique that I used in the Creepy Kawaii Halloween book, where I used the matching colours, but this was a much more yellowy green than the blue green, and the Signo is very much a blue toned green, and it just didn't match well. So I thought, forget it, do them all green. Not green, gold. We all, I think, struggled with the background. People did amazing backgrounds. I ended up going for this stripy look with a little bit of a pattern here. It's not the neatest, and do I regret it a little bit? Maybe. I tried erasing it after I first started because I was like, I don't like it, but I thought, no, I've got to commit now because you could still see it shadowing through underneath. But it's okay. It's okay, and it's great to get these introduction pages done, and it's actually our first double page spread we've done in this book. But let me show you everyone's gorgeous pages here. We had some really interesting backgrounds with some stripes. Megan did a cool kind of stone effect in the background, which looked awesome. We had a rainbow colour scheme. Oh, just absolutely beautiful pages from everyone. We did have another page for November, but I didn't colour that until the start of December, so you'll be seeing that in my next video. But the page we have picked for December is the little matchstick girl, so we will be doing that in December. That is the Eerie Wild Fairy Tales colouring book. Then I have 50 Woodland Miniatures by Camellia Angel Cova. This is a project book with Mindy at Colouring with Cats Among Orchids, Jana Aloha Lady, Lil at Colouring with Lil, Adela at Winter Spark Creative, and Melissa at Hazy Hues Colouring. And who picked this one? Lil picked this one. There's this one where they're doing some laundry. I called it the berry laundry page. It looks like they're drying these berries and a couple of mushrooms. And yeah, I didn't have a plan with colours for this page. I just kind of went for it. Started with the greens and thought, okay, red for the strawberry, a more pinky red for the raspberry, and then blue for the blueberries. And I thought, let's do them. Usually I'd do the girl in the kind of pinky red and the boy in the blue, and I thought, let's reverse it. So she's wearing blue, he's wearing pinky red. And I really love how it turned out. Yeah, just nice and simple. Ohuhu alcohol markers. And these badges are absolutely adorable. But let me move mine across and show you everyone who managed to complete their pages here. Everyone did a beautiful job. Not sure what page we're doing next, but we will figure that out soon. That was another page done in 50 Woodland Miniatures by Camellia Angel Cova. Then I have Rita Berman's newest book, Das Land der kleinen Abenteuer, or The Land of Little Adventurers. And this was a buddy colour with Mrs. Tiggy Winkle Creates. What a cute name. And we did this page of the little cat explorer getting ready to go on his adventure with the mouse. I used Polychromos pencils for this page. I kind of just made up the colour scheme. I thought pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, that will do. And my favourite part of the page, I really struggled with this background. I did so many layers of pencil here. I even used a colourless blender to try and smooth it out. I tried using a Prismacolor blender to smooth it out. It still didn't work. I just ended up layering. My issue is I'm good at getting a smooth blend when it's like a dark colour, but I wanted to keep this light. And to keep it light, it just wasn't blending out and it wasn't smoothing out nicely. So it's as good as it's getting. It's okay. But my favourite part of the page is all of the glitter gel pen stars in the background. There were these light grey stars in the background, and I knew when I saw them they were going to be glitter gel pens. And yeah, it's my favourite part of the page, and I added a little bit of blue glittered gel pen in the water there. But yeah, it turned out nice, bright, colourful, fun, and great to get the first page done in this book. Let me move around across and show you Ashley's here. She went psychedelic. She was like, I went crazy and psychedelic, and I was like, I love it. I love the kind of cool pattern that she's got in the background. She really chose a vibe and went for it, which is so cool. So thank you so much for buddy colouring with me in this book. I really was struggling with it, with the background, but I ended up quite enjoying the finished results. So that was The Land of Little Adventurers by Rita Berman. Then I have Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford, and this was a buddy colour with Rabia, and we did this little crafty miniatures page. I had done this origami room back in April 2023, and I knew when I did it I wanted to use matching colours on the opposite side, and that's what I did. I planned them out on Procreate and decided to have 3 core colours per segment and try and spread the colours out nicely. So these 3 have yellow, these 3 have orange, those 2 have pink, those 2 have teal, and kind of spread them around like that. But yeah, I did quite enjoy doing this. I did 2 at a time. I did 2 one evening, 2 the next evening, and it turned out quite nice and cute. And it was using the Staedtler Design Journey pencils, because that was the same ones I used here, and I just used 1 pencil for each colour and just used sort of like harder and softer pressure to get the sort of depth of shading. So a little bit different from what I usually do, but I think as a matching double page spread it turned out really nice and effective. Rabia has started hers, but she didn't quite get to finishing. She just wasn't feeling inspired by the page, which is absolutely fine. I look forward to seeing it when she does complete it. It was lovely to get another page done from Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. Then I have The Secret Invitation colouring book by Natsuki, and this is it. Oh, it was originally a project book with me and Jana at Colour and Create with Jana, and Dana at Dabbler D has now joined us, and we have done this spread for October/November, and oh, it took a long time, it did. Based it with Inktense, shaded with Artex pencils. In fact, looking at this, I remember colouring this whilst watching Stranger Things, catching up before the final season. I used matching colours from the previous spread, and it's nice how this one's kind of got lots of browns because we're inside the house. Then this one's all nice and bright. And finishing it, I was like, wow, I can't believe I coloured this out of season kind of thing. This is very much a spring summary page, and I coloured it at the end of autumn as it's getting so cold. But it was a really nice, fun page to do. And we are almost done with story 1. We've just got these 2 pages left, and then we are done, which will time nicely for the end of the year. But let me show you Jana's beautiful page up here. I love the colour she used for the flowers. And yeah, it was nice to get another page done in here, and it will be lovely having Dana joining us along the way now. But that was The Secret Invitation colouring book by Natsuki. And then the final one, before my colour by numbers, I have to show you is Mythographic Labyrinth by Joseph Kattenbang. And this was a buddy colour with Amy at Amy in Progress on Instagram and YouTube. And we did this owl page. Now, because I'd done that other mythographic page from Romantasy, I was a bit owled out. So I'd based this towards the start of the month. I didn't finish it until the very last day of the month. And I really tried to take my time with the pencil shading, and I love how the pencil shading looks on this page. Based it with alcohol markers and shaded with polychromos pencils. I added the clear glaze pen to the eyes, the gem here in the centre, and also the gems on the key here. I took my picture, I was sending it to Amy, and I was drinking a coffee, and I spilt a little bit here. In fact, it went on the page as well, but I managed to kind of dab it up from the page. But I've got some coffee splotches here, and also on the next one. Probably doesn't pick it up very well on camera, but I was gutted. But you know what? It tells a story. And it shows that the book is loved and used, and At that point I'd already taken the photo, so it was fine. But yeah, I really love how this one turned out. Super autumnal with the colour palette, and yeah, I really enjoyed the shading as well on the page. But let me show you Amy's here, a very, very different colour scheme to mine. I love that purple with the red. I think it looks so cool, and she really had this cool glowing effect, which looked absolutely awesome. So thank you very much, Amy, for helping me get started in this book. I could have seen myself leaving this as an abandoned WIP for a while, but yeah, glad that I actually got around to finishing it. Because with the alcohol marker base, I wasn't loving it, but with the pencils, I do love it. So that was Mythographic Labyrinth by Joseph Kattenbang. Then the last few pages I have to share with you are from my colour by numbers. First up, we've got the Pokemon one, and this was a buddy colour with Yolanda, colouring by Kamama. I saw she got this book and asked to do a buddy colour with her. Oh, where is it? It's at 33, there we go. And we did this one of Espeon, and oh my gosh, the colours in this book are just stunning. I love the colours of this book. I used a lot of the Crayola Super Tip pastel markers for the background especially. Really enjoyed using these purple tones. Not exact matches from what I've got in the back. But my favourite part of the page is I'd use glitter gel pen for the eyes and also on the kind of crystal in the centre of its head. And that just gives it another magical touch. And I think I might do that throughout the book. Add a little bit of glitter gel pen accents here and there. But let me move mine to the side and show you Yolanda's here. She used Paint pens, so hers looks super smooth and nice and shiny. I think she just put some varnish on it, so it was nice and glossy looking when she sent it to me. Yeah, thank you, Yolanda, as we helped each other get started in this gorgeous colour by number book, the Pokemon one. Then I did one in the Vitro colour by number, and it was one right at the back of Anna from Frozen. I knew I had to get this done this month because it's quite autumnal with the leaves and wasn't feeling great one day. So I did this along with a bunch of colour by numbers in a few days. Yeah, really like the colours of this, Crayola Super Tips, and just a black finer to outline and a bit wonky with the lines on here. But yeah, great to get another one done in this book from Vitro. Then I did one in Love Stories. This was one I'd started in October. And by started, I had just done the black outlines. I hadn't done any of the colouring. And it was this one of Woody and Bo Peep. So I did the colours for it. And this is for the Disney colour by number group that I'm part of, hosted by Paulina Art Stuff. Fungus Loves Colouring, and Zoe's Cozy Colouring is also in it. And Woody was one of the characters from last month. So I finished that one off. Love the colours of that page, and great to have two next to each other from Love Stories. And I did one in Nature. I had some issues with this one actually. And one of the characters for November was Bolt. So the background is actually acrylic paint pen because I started here with my marker and it was running out and it was not going to last the whole background. So I went over with a fairly matching blue acrylic paint pen. And yeah, looks quite good. And then the rest of it was Crayola Super Tips. Not the most interesting page, but great to get that one done from the Nature colour by number. And I have Seasons, and the next character, I've still got that one that I need to finish off eventually, was Dumbo. And I picked this one because I knew it would be quick and easy, because most of it's white as it's a snowy scene. So you just leave that bit and it's a nice quick easy win, what I needed that day. So yeah, that was a nice one for Dumbo from Seasons. Then Vitro Tome 2, I did 2 in here, as I do like to get the 2 matching pages done. So I did Cruella first, as she was the character that was picked. This was really cool. I felt quite scared doing it because of the greens, and she's got green on her face, and it's like, do I really want to put green on her face? But it works. When you've got a crazy kind of colour scheme, you just got to commit. So that was cool. And then Pongo and Perdita here. I love this book. It's my absolute favourite. I find doing all of these shapes super, super satisfying. So it's lovely to get another 2 done in that one. Vitro Tome 2. And then the final one I have is Princesses Tome 2. I have been colouring pages in here whilst watching Strictly. I did Snow White during October, and it does take me pretty much the whole month to get it done. And then during November I did Pocahontas. My dad picked this one out, and yeah, she was lots of fun. Did struggle with the water as the blue marker was running out, but I managed to get there in the end. And I do have my next page already started. It's one with multiple princesses. I thought that'd be fun. So yeah, those are all of my finished pages for the month of November. Wow, again, what a month. Already I'm looking forward to doing lots of Christmassy pages in December and getting into that kind of wintry spirit. But let me grab what my favourite page was from this month. And I already said it in the video, but it is the one from Crystal Colouring. I'm just so proud of what the colour choices I made for this page and the way I coloured it. I think it turned out really nice and effective. So yeah, that is my favourite for the month of November. Do let me know in the comments below what was yours. I always love hearing all of your different favourite pages, because often pages I don't particularly like, you guys love. And that's the beauty of colouring. We all like different things. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.